So in case he doesn't get there, we can know. Hey, 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 what's going on, guys? How you doing? Listen, I'm not sure if my guest is gonna make it over here, but I do want to let you know I am live today, and you can meet me on Instagram. I am live on Instagram, and my guest is definitely going to come on Instagram. I'm not sure if he's going to make it over here with us, so I just want to invite you and let you know. Young man is a Marine, and he has a really amazing story. And if you want to hear it, you can meet me over on Instagram. Yeah, and I would absolutely love it if you will meet me over there. I believe if you meet me over there, you're going to have a good time listening in to see what's what. All right. So come join me at Shout Crystal, ShoutCrystal. Meet me over there and check us out. And I just want to let you know we do story time on Sundays at 6 p.m. as well as on Tuesdays at 8. And if you have a story that you want to get out, let me know. Story time is designed for any and everybody, ordinary people who have extraordinary stories. And what we do is we allow you to share your experiences in life. And a lot of times when we are talking about what we've been through, it is helping someone else. So if you have a story, contact me and DM me and say, I have a story. In the meantime, I'm waiting for John Potts today. And he's a young man that's born out of Florida, Gainesville, Florida to be exact. He has a baby girl, and he has a story. He's a veteran, okay? He served for us in the country, and we're waiting for him to come on in here. So again, sit back, sit tight, because John is on his way, and there he goes. I see he just checked in over here, so that's amazing. So that's good. And over here. All right, he's making his way over there. I see you, John. I see you. Good, 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 good.
Hey,
Now,
what's up?
I
What's
also
up?
sent you an invite over on IG as well. So cool, cool, cool. He made it, y'all. He made it. He made it. So I'll get you going over there as well. And what we normally have to do, John, is turn one of the devices down so that we don't be making a whole lot of noise. Okay, and that's how we do this. Y'all, y'all seeing us do the technical stuff today, for real, for real. Okay, I got devices everywhere. My Lord.
I
I
bet I
got
think
device
I'm
on my
in
left leg, device on my right leg, devices, two devices in front of me. Oh, there you go, there you go, there you go. All right, all right, all right, all right. And okay, that's how you do that. Okay, so now you turn down one of your devices. All right, say something so I can hear how that sounds. Cause I hear
All
the
right.
echo.
Is this still bad?
Let me turn down.
All right. Yeah, I think that did it right there.
Okay, cool. All right. I know you was out with that baby girl today for Easter. Was you out with your daughter today?
I hear the echo.
Yeah, I do too. So I'm trying to get that together. All right, say something now.
Yes, yes, yes. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Yo, shout out. What's up, y'all?
Happy Easter to you. I don't know if you celebrate Easter or not, but happy Easter to you.
Oh,
Can
as
you
soon as you
hear me?
started talking again.
Say good sign over there. All right, how did you sound over there? What we may have to do something that happened that I'll do. I forgive you. I know I was like, where's John at? I know can you hear me okay? So John, what we may have to do, hey Rover, how you doing? Some people can do this and it's not a problem, and other people do it and it's a problem with an echo. I noticed
How about this? I think it's better now.
All right, hold on, because I think I knocked you out.
I'm still in on both. I think it's good. I muted one of them.
All right, try it now. Let me see what's happening.
I
Say
think it's
something.
good. I think we're good.
Okay, we're good. Oh, all right, keep talking. Let me hear you.
Yeah. How you doing, Miss Crystal? Happy
Okay,
Easter
good,
to
good,
you
good.
as well.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking time out. I know I've been trying to get with you for a minute, so I apologize for just getting to you. But we here.
Yeah, we here now.
We here. You know what? And I was looking at all this stuff. Let me see. I got all these comments on it. I'm not going to take the comments off the screen, but thank you so much for your patience. Your patience, man. And I knew you had an amazing story, so I wanted to hear it because everybody has a good story, you know. A lot of people don't know about John the model. I've been doing
Hey,
some peeking on your page. I was like, ooh, John, you've been holding out on us. We got to hear about the model. But before we get into that, John, I just want to say hello to you. And how you doing on this Sunday afternoon? Did you go to church today?
I'm doing good. Yes, ma'am. I went to church. We had a big service today. They had the kids. They had the reenacting of like what we would call the Resurrection Sunday. Um,
You can't hear me?
they can't hear me on Instagram because I muted it. But
Oh, you can't hear who? Me or John?
they can't hear me. See, if I don't mute Instagram, it's gonna echo. But what I mute.
Okay, so you have it muted to that like that. Okay, so that's normally doesn't have to be completely muted. The live volume is completely gone. They said the live volume. You can't hear me either.
All right. So listen, I'm gonna exit the Instagram and come right back.
Exit on it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's. Can you hear me, Tasha? Can y'all hear me? Cause they were talking to me. Can you hear me? Who you can't hear, John or me? The volume is gone on the whole live. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, because my volume when I turned it all the way up on
No, they said
Instagram.
they can't hear me either. That's kind of crazy that
Yeah,
happened.
my volume was out of there. I can't hear nothing.
All right, listen, y'all do me a favor. Come over to YouTube. Come over to YouTube so we can get this party started. Cause if you come over to YouTube, guys, please. I'm gonna put it in here. Come over to YouTube. If you go to my YouTube and you put in Shout Crystal, Story Time and Shout Crystal, you'll see it. But come over to YouTube. Can y'all do that? All right.
I just added you back on Instagram.
What the
I
heck?
think.
That's crazy that happened. Oh my God. It's always something. It's
Oh,
always something.
you ended the live on Instagram.
At the moment, even if I have to start it over, I mean, because right now they saying that, yeah, I have to end it and start over if nothing else. I love the Lord for real. So, I want nobody that play games. I love the Lord for real. So I know the sound works. So I'm listening to you. Love the Lord for real. Yes, this is going on 9 years. Yeah, so I'll have to start a new one. Let me see. The next financial ring. So tell the people over here a little bit about you, John. Where you're from, a little bit about your background history while I'm trying to get this thing done on Instagram, please.
I'm from Eustis, Florida. I was born in Gainesville, Florida, at the University of Florida. I was 2 pounds, 10.5 ounces, 3 months early. I'm 31 years old. Birthday's in June. I'm a Cancer, so you ain't gotta ask. I got 2 daughters, and then I have 2 bonus children, all girls, and they're 11, 12, 4, and 7. I love to eat out. I love to dine. I love to bowl, play pool, sports, anything to have fun, activities outside. I like to, go hunting, fishing, whatever you want to do, horseback riding, 4-wheelers, dirt bikes, motorcycles. And my family like to be loud. So if y'all hear them out there, don't worry about it. It's a good Sunday.
All right, so you served in the military. Before I go back, and I am going to go back over there, IG, we're going to do like a preliminary over here and go back over there. That way we don't have to worry about the echo. So I'll get this over here first and then I'll come back over there. And I'll let everybody know who they're listening to. And we'll just kind of like do a little promo over here. That way, I don't have to worry about going back and forth because I don't know what's going on with it right now. So this way, I'll know. So, John, you served in the Marines. Where'd you go?
I'm sorry. Hold on one second. What's up, baby? I'm on live. I gotta give you like 2 minutes. Okay? Love you. Go play with the kids.
Because I have to put the IG back on. I was waiting.
All right. No, I served in the Army 9.5
Okay, so
years.
here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the camera on you, and I want you to I'm gonna do a little promo before we go over the IG. I want you to tell the people who you are, where you're from. You served in the Marines. Talk about serving in the Marines. Do a quick synopsis of who you are, and some people don't know who John is. Talk about where you're from, what people need to know about you. What do you aspire to do in life? What did you get out of serving in the military? And talk a little bit about your modeling career. Give the people contact information on how they can reach you. It's kind of like a commercial, so I'm gonna give you an opportunity to do like a promo for you, on you. All right. So when I put the camera on you, you can start by just saying, "Hi, my name is John Parker." Start from there and go from there, and I'll allow you to do that promo real quick. Okay.
All right, hey, check this out, man. I'm John P. I'm from Eustis, Florida. Born in Gainesville, Florida, at the University of Florida. That's why I love the Gators, as you can see. A little bit about myself. I'm a small town country dude. I'm come from humble beginnings. I didn't have it all, but I had everything that I needed to, survive. Right. Um, I lived up north a little bit in Detroit, where my mom and my grandmother is from. A little bit about my birth. I was 2 pounds 10.5 ounces. My mom was 12 years old. My dad was 13, going on 14. They been together. Well, they ain't been together. They were together from that point, a little bit before that point, all the way up until like 2010 when they finally divorced after being married in '99. Um, I did 9.5 years in the Army. I've been all over the world. I've been to over 25 to 30 different countries. To name a few, I've been to Poland, Germany, Hungary, Bulgaria. I've been to Slovakia. I've been to the Middle East, so I've been to Kuwait and I've been to Iraq. I've been all over, man. I've been to South Korea. I traveled not a lot of states in the United States, but I've been around the world. I've been across the Atlantic and the Pacific. Joining the Army was something that I knew that I was going to do in 2010. What I did was my mom always said, have a career. So what I did was like, what's the best career plan? Because football and basketball ain't going to always be there, because what's the percentage that's leaving? Out of my hometown, I know 2 people, now 3 people that went to the next level after college. And one of them didn't even make it like in the NFL too long before he went to the Canadian Football League, which is still cool. And then the other guy, he played basketball and he played for Houston all over. So, and then now I got my god brother. He plays on the Sacramento Kings. But it goes to show you that you can dream about it, but if you're not at where you want to be or where you should be, you need to go ahead and move out. Find something that you can, find a trade. So what I did was I was like, you know what? Why not go and join the military? I did 9.5 years. After that, I was, kind of hung up the boots. I hung up the boots because I want to spend more time with my children. I sacrificed a lot over the last 9.5 years, and I had all types of training, being an armor, a dispatcher, a logistician. Like I've driven just about everything on wheels that the Army has to offer. Um, it's just one of them things where I'm blessed. I'm blessed beyond measure, and I'm happy to be alive today to, you know, bless others in life. And my calling, what I want to do in life is, sorry about that. What I aspire to do in life is, to literally uplift the community of Black men, starting with the youth. Like that's my purpose. My purpose is to go to the youth, find out their problem, help them with their problem, and give them a role model to follow. So that's where John P. the model came from. Also, I did a little modeling down in LA. I did a little acting. Um, and that's where that came from, you know. So what it is that's where it came from, and I chose to go that route because of the simple fact that like we kids in these days, especially black kids, don't have a leader. They don't have somebody to show them the way. They don't have anybody to pave the way. So what they have to fall on is the next thing they have to fall on is the streets, and the streets don't love nobody. I don't care who you is, how good you was at it. Like the streets don't have no love for you. Like, you know, so you're falling into a trap, and the only thing that's good for the streets is prison or death. So I'm trying to keep us alive, because if we don't stay alive as men, we can't reproduce the earth, and if we can't reproduce the earth, we die. That's my.
Wow. John, what made you start getting into modeling? When did you get into modeling? How old was you?
Actually, that was like a thing. I was like 30 years old. I actually did a extras role in a journal for Jordan with Michael B. Jordan. Denzel Washington directed. They did it. They came to Fort Irwin. They said, "Who wanted to volunteer?" I raised my hand, and then, like, as I'm on set, as I'm doing all the things that they're doing, I'm like, "Yo, I could do that." So it was really acting, and I went to acting classes, and this guy, he was an actor, and his girl was like the modeling coach. Like she ran a whole company down in LA. It's called Model Mafia. Shout out to Model Mafia, by the way. Sheba is probably one of the best creatures on earth. Like she will give you literally the shirt off her back, and you know that's just what it is. And I clicked in with him, and then I clicked in with her, and I was like, you know, like, what's this modeling thing about? I think I could do that too. And hey, she told me to come to a show. I held off for like a year. It was a Halloween, and I
Was you a
came back.
natural walking down this? Was you walking down the runway? I can imagine seeing you walk.
No,
How tall are you, John?
6'3".
Oh boy, so I can imagine seeing you strut down the runway, and you got that cowboy hat. You ever do it in the cowboy
So
outfit?
the cowboy hat really came after, like when I came back to Florida. Well, right before I came back to Florida, I bought the hat, and I just bought the boots here in Florida. But I was always wearing like Chelsea boots and everything else. So it was just one of them things. All right, y'all. Here's my baby.
Oh, look at her.
She
She's
won't let me live today,
beautiful.
y'all. She keep
Is
coming
that
in.
the youngest one?
Yes, this is my youngest. Yes. Say hey,
How
mama.
old is she, John?
She's 4. Say hey.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Hi. She
Say
wanted to
hi.
know what daddy was doing and she wanted to get out there. Oh, that's
Go
so
ahead. Go play with the
special.
kids, mama.
Did she get some Easter eggs today,
Oh
John?
yeah. Oh yeah. Please close the door. Go outside, mama. Go play with the kids.
So as you can see, he loves his daughter and being a father. What is the most rewarding thing that you have discovered about being a dad?
I think that's yet to come, but I mean, from just having kids, it was like just the best feeling ever to know that you just created life. You know, like it's just something different. Like my big brother called me. He was like, "Yo, before your baby come, all right, you don't know what you about to experience." He said, "You're gonna feel like out of this world. Watch, you're gonna, man." Both times felt out of this world. Excuse me, by the way. And it was just like it's so fulfilling to have to know that you have life walking on earth,
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
like
Now,
I love it.
did you see them come into the world?
So I seen my first one, I seen her, and I missed my youngest by a plane flight from Houston to
Wow.
Orlando because I was in Kuwait. They let me come back home. Like everybody that's in the other side of the room, like they literally was in the hotel room. They only let one person go back. It was gonna be me if I made it on time, but they let it was actually at the time my mother-in-law, and she literally was the one in the room because I called them just checking on them before I get on the flight. And soon as I was like, yo, because only one, like 2 people knew. I was like, yo, I'm in Houston. I got an hour flight and I'm there. I got they. She didn't have a baby. I landed in Orlando, and when they picked me up, my uncle was like, "Yo, she had the baby." I said, I missed it. But he didn't spoil the surprise. Nobody knew I was coming but him and one other person. So when I came, everybody still greeted me like, "Oh, like you back? Oh my God, like we didn't know you was coming." So it was still like one of those moments where everybody got to cherish that, that feeling of like me coming back home from overseas tour. So I'm grateful.
So, what
Yes.
was it like the first time you held your daughter in your arms?
Yo, man, it's like I didn't think it would like still be like the same. It was almost like a butterfly feeling. Like, oh, like this is my baby. Like oh, my child is like I have a child. Like it's just surreal. Like I love it.
Yes, that's really amazing. I love hearing you talk like that. There's so many fathers who take that privilege for granted, and some of them are not in their children's lives. Some of them have never seen their children. What would you say to the men out there who choose not to be in their children's lives?
I I really can't speak on it, right? Because I don't know what transpired. Because like mentally, sometimes they went through it with their the mother of their child. Because I don't like that baby mom word. The mother of their child, right? So they probably went through something with them and didn't know how to totally control their emotions as a man. So they let that kind of control the I'm not gonna be in your life then, and I'm not gonna be in my child's. Like, nah, the two don't go together. No matter what goes on, I can only speak this way. No matter what goes on between the two parents, the child has nothing to do with it. The child has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. The only thing that you have to try to do is to try to co-parent with, try to get a relationship with that other parent as much as possible. Hey, sometimes it just don't work that way. Like you can want it all day and the other person just don't see eye to eye, and that's just what it is. But that child has nothing to do with it. Still send support. Still, like I'm finna do a thing where I just send baskets, like send boxes. I'm finna start that. Like I was given that from a friend of mine. I was given that idea. Like just send baskets. You ain't gotta worry about dealing with her. You just send it to the friend.
So, I'm so happy that you said that about separating your feelings, separating your emotions, because the child is innocent and the child had nothing to do with it. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to John Potts, who is a father, and we are just so excited to hear from a man's perspective because a lot of times men go through a lot, and a lot of times women tend to get emotional and they take it out on their dads and they miss out on the opportunity. But here's a dad who is excited for every opportunity he gets to be in the presence of his children. He was excited to hold his child for the first time. He understands how precious children are, and he's excited about the fact that he was able to bring a life into this world. To hear that excitement come from a man is very refreshing, because a lot of times we hear from the women. We don't hear it coming from the men that often. So, John, that is truly a blessing to know that there's men out there who take it to heart and really understand the value of a life and the value of the ability to bring life into the world. So that's really, really rewarding to hear that.
Yes, I'm glad to share. I mean, I feel like there's like if I had a friend that didn't take care of his child, like I would have to say something to him because I wouldn't be a friend, right? Because that child, like I look at it like this: your child needs you regardless of what's going on between you and the mom. Like the child's gonna need you. The child needs a mom and a dad. Like that's just what it is, and you gotta take care of your responsibilities at the end of the day.
And let me ask you this: do you think it has a lot to do with maturity?
When it comes to both sides or just the men?
When it comes to you can only speak for a man. I'm not going to ask you to speak for a woman. I do know that there are things that happen between the relationship, but we're taking the relationship out the picture right now. Right now, we're saying from a man's perspective, it sounds to me like regardless, you have made up in your mind that I have a child. So there's nothing that this woman can do to make me not want to be in my child's life. I'm going to be in my child's life no matter what. Even if we have irreconcilable differences, I'm still going to be in my child's life. there are some men that allow situations to keep them from wanting to be in their child's life. And I'm not talking about situations where they don't have a choice, but I'm saying when they have a choice, I find it disheartening that a man would choose not to want to get to know their child, to see their child, to even know that they have a child. I mean, because it hurts that child. I've seen it personally, what it does to a child, and it really it breaks the child's heart. So I'm just happy to know that you are a person that even when you moved to another state, you still made sure you did whatever you had to do, and y'all were able to come together and come to an agreement to make it work.
So I'm speaking that way because that's not totally true. You know, like it wasn't totally true. Like that's why I asked you from a man and a woman's perspective, because I feel like one party can want to be in a child's life and the other party holds back, and then they hold everything that the relationship went through, and that whole cycle they hold that, and they hold you to that versus, all right, let's put that to the side, like you said, and just worry about us being parents together, like to our child. Like what me and you went through has nothing to do with me, you to child.
Wow. So now let me take it to the other subject that you spoke about for a minute. You talked about being in the army, and I know that we spoke once before about people serving and going through a lot. First of all, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for putting your life on the line. Thank you for sacrificing. Thank you for the things that you had to endure. Thank you for the things that you have to forget now that you've seen, afterwards, because a lot of times we don't understand what people go through after they serve to try to live a normal life, as close to normal as possible. So I want to take a moment to acknowledge that and really say thank you, because I don't think that veterans are appreciated enough. Because just listening to you guys talk when we had that conversation recently, I talked with John and a couple other gentlemen, and we found out about some things that go on after they leave. So I wanted to say, if you had to do it all over again after everything that you've been through, would you do it all over again?
Yes, you know why? Because I got out honorably, and and I have benefits for the rest of my life. So yeah, I didn't retire, but I'm taken care of by the VA for the rest of my life. So I don't know a job that you can go work at and leave and they still want to give you something, especially medical. Like, let's just knock everything else out the book. Medical alone, and then have the program to, if you have been hurt or injured, and they have percentage based, uh, they have a percentage based off of what injury and what's the degree of the injury. They pay you for the rest of your life. I don't know a job that's gonna do that. So, and then once you get to 100%, for the guys that get to 100% and girls, you get to 100%. Now you're 100% service connected. So it's as if you're retired. You get the dental, you already get medical, but now it covers the fam. So like your kids and everything. So like I don't know a job that's gonna do that. So at the end of the day, I feel like I did something that was better and bigger than myself, and it also helped me in the long run. So I'm gonna have passive income for the rest of my life, and I don't have to do nothing for it.
So, do you feel as though there may be some individuals who may not feel that way? They may feel as though if they, no matter how good the benefits are, it was so traumatizing to them that if they had to do it all over again, they would say no to that question.
I don't know how to answer that question because I think that's a hindsight 2020 thing. Like you're able to say that because you went through this. Because before you went through that, you made the decision to join. So that means you were gonna do it anyway. Now we can't control what you see and what you go through when you join, but you know, you may have a change of heart after, but it's like hindsight 2020.
John, what's the difference if you were in the recruiting office right now, knowing what you know about all the different branches? Would you recommend the Army over the Marines and over all the different branches?
All right, no disrespect to the Marines, but they ain't got their own department. So I definitely wouldn't recommend. I'm just
Air Force. What about the Air Force?
I'm just messing. So my top two was Air Force and Army. I didn't apply myself because I waited 2 years after high school. So a lot of the stuff I started to work with. I started working. So a lot of the stuff I learned, I started to like dump and like, I don't need this, I don't need that, I don't need this. And then I went to go take the ASVAB and I needed all that. I was like, oh, I need this. Oh, I need this. So I went and got a tutor and it was free at the library over in the next city over, excuse me. It was a free tutor. And golly, I said, whatever I pass with, I'm doing with the first one out of the Air Force and Army. And I passed. I was 10 points shy of going to the Air Force because I needed a 50. I had a 40. So the Army it was. And
the Army all day. Last question
was.
before we get out of here, back over here to Instagram. Where did the cowboy love come from? I know that you lived in Texas, but I could tell that you really, really are like a cowboy. Like I don't know if you have the boots and everything too, but where did that come from? It got. Oh yeah, I see him. So what was it? A scene in a show that you had to do, and then you liked the way people saw you in it? I mean, where did it come from, or was it just you just had a love for it because that's where you live?
I feel like it's one of the things like where I'm from, small town, right? Like one town over is even smaller, and they got guys like they don't do it like me, but they got guys similar dressed like me, right? But I just feel like out of everybody I hang with, nobody dresses like me. So I had to find my own lane, and that's what I did. So the Chelsea boots was first. And then I was like, man, forget this. Like, I'm finna go all the way. Because the Chelsea boots is like in between fashion and like a halfway cowboy. So I was like, I'm already wearing the boots. Let me just go ahead and get some real boots.
Wow. Have you done a photo shoot in your cowboy outfit?
I haven't even walked the runway.
You've never walked the runway?
Not with the cowboy. Like in
man.
October of 2022, I got out the Army and my hair on my face decided to grow.
Oh my!
Because if you look back to my previous pictures on Instagram, I had no hair on my face. I had a baby face.
Oh wow, we got to see that. That needs to happen. Somebody needs to get you in a fashion show. I know a couple people who produce shows. I'm gonna have to tell them I got this cowboy, and I know a couple of designers. We're gonna have to make that happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we're going to shoot over to Instagram because we got some people waiting on us. I thank you so much for tuning in over here. This is John Potts. Tell the people how they can follow you on all your social media platforms, John.
So Facebook is off limits to people I don't really know in person, like physically. I mean, if you find it, you find it. I don't think you'll find it because you'll have to know my nickname and my family's last name to do that. But, however, John Peter Model was my old handle. I was sitting down with Sheba, the model and CDO, and she was just like, "You got to change your name because you got to make it fit you. You got to get your own brand." And I was like, "You know what, John Peter Model, that's it." Boom. And then recently, I was gonna start kick a podcast, and the transition out of the Army kind of slowed that down. It's still coming, but I changed my name to John P's World. I got a logo. I got everything going right now. So
it's John P. What?
John P's World 3.
Right. So is the podcast going to take place?
It is. I just need about a month to figure it out because I may be getting on the road to drive trucks. So I will have to really figure it out because I will have to do it on the days that I'm not on the road. Which where I'm going, I'm not going to be on the road like 5 days out of the week. It's going to be like 2 to 3 nights. And then I'm back home for the weekend, and then I'm out for 2 to 3 nights and back on the weekend. So, easy money. But, it's just going to planning, and then I got to get with the dude, my partner, who said he's going to, I got a partnership that's going to partner, like front everything and do it pay partnership with me. So I got to get with them, figure it out, talk to them, and then it's gone. But it's for business owners and entrepreneurs.
Like, is he a cowboy too? Are y'all both gonna be
cowboys? Nah. It's just gonna be me interviewing someone else that's a business owner or entrepreneur, and then he's just gonna be there for the partnership. Like he's gonna be like a paid partnership. So I'm gonna use his
I
name as a paid partnership. Like
got,
it, like you, for instance, like your reel that you
okay.
posted of us, paid partnership.
Okay, I got you. So we're not gonna see him.
Nah, I mean,
He's gonna be a sponsor, so to speak,
right,
and
right, right,
help you
right,
do
right,
some things on the back end and stuff like that.
right,
Okay,
right.
okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. John Potts, man, great guy. I saw you the other day with your friends, and I was like, John is having a good time because most of the time you just be relaxing and stuff. I enjoy seeing you kicking it with the fella that day when you went live. Because I said, oh, he does have a side where he lets his hair down and takes his hat off and just kind of enjoys himself. So that was kind of cool to see you do that.
Yeah, yeah. So for the most part, I don't go live when I'm like out or like when I'm hanging out with the guys or I don't feel like it's a time and a place, right, for everything. I don't feel like that's the time and the place where I need to have my phone out or my camera out. Like,
Well, a
uh,
lot of those single brothers.
no, actually, well, no, for the most part, most of them guys are like pretty single. But the guy his house that we're at, he's actually gonna be. That's one of all the guys and everybody in there I've known since I was young, like
Right.
1997 type. Like we've been
Okay.
friends since then. So, the guy whose house we was in, he's actually about to propose to his fiance or to his girlfriend. She don't even know it's coming.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take it back to RG because I told the people I was coming back over there. I'll see you over there in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna end this over here. I want to say thank you to you people. I will definitely take this and chop it up and use some different bits and pieces, and we'll be good to go. So I want to thank you so much. I'll see you over there in IG. To my YouTube people, remember if you have a story, contact me and let's get it told because everybody has a story that deserves to be told. And guess what? Your story matters. Don't ever let nobody tell you that your story doesn't matter. Whatever journey you have gone through, you have been predestined for that. And somebody's watching you. Somebody needs to hear how you came through so they can overcome whatever it is they're facing in their life. So we'll see you next time on Story Time. All right? Bye-bye. Thank you, John.